annual
Oh, wait a minute. The balls. Because she knows. She done know. She done know about fashion and beauty, okay?
What?
Fuck me.
Hi guys, welcome back to Candy Unwrapped. Today we are reviewing the looks from the 78th Annual Golden Globe Awards. My co-host today is none other than Karl Giant. Yay!
Hi, glamour. You know, Candy, we did see a lot of glamour and not so much glamour, and I can't wait to get into it.
I have to say that I'm half COVID and half, you can't see the bottom half of me, but
I'm a little bit country. I'm a little bit rock and roll.
Oh, honey, you are all kinds of sweetness. You are one big sugar cane.
I prefer cotton candy. I don't see any cane in this sugar.
I just want you to know that you look delicious. I wish I was there to kiss your luscious lips.
I got to talk to HR about that. Why, thank you so much. And I love your look. Tell me all about it. Who's it by? Who are you wearing?
I'm actually wearing a blazer by Gucci, and I am wearing a sheer turtleneck by Barney's New York.
Oh.
And I am wearing a hat by Amazon Prime.
I love her. Her collection this season was amazing. Yes, Amazon Prime, girl, yes.
Couture. Amazon Prime Couture. Where is your jacket from?
The Goodwill from the women's section. It cost me $4.99. I believe it is an Ann Taylor loft. My cravat, shall we say, is a tutu from Michael's. It's a little girl's tutu that I cut up and I just put it wherever I want. I'm like, yes, honey, yes. And the hair is my hair that I always do, but I just dyed it pink with Feria. It's a leave-in conditioner color treatment that washes out in 7 to 10 washes. Thank you.
It looks so amazing, I have to say. I like the ombre.
Yeah.
I think it's quite Candy Unwrapped. Let's get started.
Let's get this show rolling. So, Candy,
yes,
who's the worst?
I'm going to start with the worst male. I'm so sorry to all of the people that I am about to say not nice things about. I love you all. In fact, I made out with one of you. His name is Christian Slater. His suit, it was not tailored correctly. It was all wrong. I just thought he looked a little bit like a mess, like he got dressed in his car. I love you, Christian.
Don't say I love you after every single one, and I'm so sorry.
Terrible, because he's a lovely man.
Yeah, just not on that night. Anyway, speaking of cars and automobiles, you said Christian Slater got dressed in his car. Well, I'm glad that Joaquin Phoenix took time off from driving the bus to present an award. I thought he was a fucking bus driver. He looked like he got off at the bus stop, ran in, said something about world peace and hunger and whatever else he always talks about, and left. You're at an award show, bro. Act like it. Wear a jacket. Dye your hair pink. Make an effort. Thank you, Joaquin.
My other worst dressed was Joaquin Phoenix. He looked like, he
looks like diarrhea feels.
Okay, yeah. He looked horrible. He looked like he was lost for 2 weeks, but somehow had a ton of food with him. Next time it's an award show, just look at least like you are.
I prefer if he looked like he didn't look like he smelled like cat pee. I mean, I get it. He's cool. Of course he's talented. Of course he's amazing. Of course he does good in the world, but I don't need to see that crap. I love him. He's great, talented actor. But Jeff Daniels, what are you doing? If I want to see a man sitting in his basement looking at the internet doing evil things, I'm sure I can go in my own basement. Thank you. I mean, 5 doors, where do they go? You know that was a guest bedroom. I guess there's 2 closets, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, all in 1 wall. I don't understand. But what I didn't understand was how pleased he was by being cool by wearing that shirt. No, plaid Carhartt is not cool.
People didn't care. I think so many people, because
It's okay if you don't care, but give me a good background. Don't give me 2 levels of shit.
I'm not saying that he is the best dressed.
I'm not going to take it. I don't want to end my life. No, 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 no. I was getting visually assaulted. No, no. That's a hate crime. That outfit was a hate crime, and I won't stand for it. I'm going to talk to somebody. I'm going to queen out. All right, who is your second or third worst?
Oh, this is so hard. I know that a lot of people might feel differently about this. And it was Bob Odenkirk, and he was wearing Armani. And I'll tell you why. This was based on my visual, and his white shirt was completely unironed. If he's standing on the red carpet, he might have looked lovely. It bothered me. And all I was looking at was his wrinkled white shirt that looked like it was all puffy. Well, that's supposed to be puffy. He's so talented, again, like all of these people, but I just felt like, iron your shirt. If you're going to sit down, make sure you pull the shirt down so that when you're sitting, it's straight. I just was really bothered by it. So I'm so sorry. And I know that everyone will be shocked by that, but it really did bother me. I'm sorry, Saul.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes the things that catches our eye isn't the overall outfit. Sometimes it's an unhemmed pant or a wrinkled shirt that will, no matter how beautiful the outfit is, we focus on the mistake or the wrinkle, or tuck your shirt in because it's so distracting to us that it takes away all the beauty that may have been. This isn't worst, but it distracted me, just like Daniel Kaluuya. I think he was dressed for the wrong award show. He looked like he should have been dressed for a music award show. Like, he wore that jacket with the piping and then the chain and then the t-shirt. That looks like a Grammy Awards shirt, not a winning a Best Supporting Actor shirt.
I think you're wrong, in my opinion. I thought he was beautiful.
I thought he was beautiful too. I just thought it was the wrong award show.
I can beg to differ. As I'm sure we go on, you will beg to differ many things I say.
I don't really beg, but okay. Who's your next guy?
I have two that pain me without a doubt. I have been in love with both of these men and their looks, and Jared Leto has been one of the people that I look out for on the carpet. And I was confused. Jared Leto was in, I believe,
Gucci.
I couldn't get past, first of all, in the virtual screen, he looked like he just faded in and then there was just two eyeballs. And yes, the flower and what he was doing was amazing. And it could have been a best. But it was, for me, a worst. And I hate saying that because he's always the best dressed for me. So this is a very sad time. I'd like a moment of silence. Well, any opinions on that?
Jared Leto, for me, is absolutely one of my worst because he sits there like a mean girl. Like, he's such a bitch. When I look at him, I just want to punch his face. Yes, he's skinny. Yes, he's beautiful. But listen, if you're going to dye that gray mustache and it looks too dark, everything was dyed too dark to cover that gray. Girl, people get gray. It's okay. Let it shine through. But you look like a mannequin. You look like a wax figure. You look like you have no sense of humor. You look like you were dressed in a 70s fashion ad, which is great, but can you stop? We know you're pretty. You're somewhat talented. Yes, you're talented. You're not my cup of tea.
But I have to say, the thing that I like is that he always is unique. He always tries new things. I mean, when you see Jared Leto, you know you're going to see something you'll either love or hate, but it will be fashion. I mean, it was fashion in the worst sense to me. I think he was a big...
It was fashion Jesus yet again. We've been getting his fashion Jesus look.
But I will say, I picked him also as worst dressed. It killed me. I felt like the flower he was going to squeeze and water was going to come out, except it was like a wax figure because he didn't move at all. He is a sight. He is a beautiful sight.
Oh, he's something to see.
He wasn't a great sight that night.
Anyway, so that wraps up my worst men. Do you have any other worst men?
I certainly do. The next one pains me. They all kind of pain me. I can't help it. It was Jason Sudeikis. I think the hoodie was actually quite cute and matches the bottom half of me and maybe the top. I just didn't think it was appropriate. It wasn't appropriate. A t-shirt to me, a plain white t-shirt or black t-shirt or navy t-shirt, anything would have been, I think, a little bit better. However, he carried out with his speech and he was cute and he was adorable and I loved him, but he was still my worst dressed.
He was your worst dressed of all?
He was my worst dressed male.
Okay. Well, Shawn Penn, you know, it's nice to see you talking about everything that you believe we're at the award show. It's nice that you didn't dress up in a sweatsuit or a barbecue stained t-shirt. However, could you take some time and brush that hair? It looked like a wig. I was like, take it off. Take off that wig. Honey, brush your hair. You look like you're in Dumb and Dumber. You look like you should have been in a Jeff Daniels film. Shawn Penn, also a little makeup to cover up that redness. Yes, you're one of the most talented actors. Yes, you were married to Madonna. Yes, I love you. You're amazing. But Shawn, hair and makeup, it doesn't make you better if you look like crap. It just makes you look like crap. You could be cool and still comb and brush your hair.
I was getting the Three Stooges.
Right, at least they're funny.
I think it's Mo that had that bowl haircut. So who was your worst?
I think I have to give the prize to, it's between Joaquin Phoenix and Jared Leto to me. To me, they were both sides of gross. It was a tie.
That's awful and we're sorry, everyone, but that's...
I'm not sorry. You knew what you were doing. Exactly. Let's go to the worst dressed women. Candy?
Okay, well, I have to start with, again, another one of my absolute favorite actresses. I love her so much, but Awkwafina. I didn't get it. It was a disaster. She could do better for herself. She can find something that was more flattering. The pattern, the colors, wrong. I didn't like it.
I didn't mind it. I think it just made her look a little bit bigger than she was. I liked the coloring. I liked her hair and makeup, but I thought for TV, it made her look wide. You know what this season, everybody looked like they were dressed for a 60s variety show, 70s variety show. Everybody was like Sonny and Cher. Everybody looked like they were dressed by Nolan Miller or Bob Mackie. It looked like they were wearing costumes, not fashion. And this is what I'm focusing on for the worst dressed women. One of my worst dressed was Rosamund Pike.
Okay.
Rosamund Pike. She looked like one of those ladies who sit on the toilet paper, the dress, you put the doll on the toilet paper, the extra roll of toilet paper. It was crazy. I loved her background. I loved her hair. It was great. But that dress, get out of here, you Holly Hobby Muppet.
I have to tell you, I just thought, I'm so tired of the blunt, straight.
Oh, it was great on her. I disagree.
I don't know. She looked like she was going to a 4-year-old birthday party and she got all dressed up in like her...
Couldn't fit in the car.
Taffeta, she couldn't wait to wear the taffeta. Exactly. It was taffeta.
This is what she looked like on camera, Candy. Wait.
Well,
you're like, hi, this is my dress. She looked like she couldn't even fit into a car. And her background, she was in an elevator because it's the only thing she could fit in. Right. Like the dress was definitely wearing her.
And she was in combat boots.
But we didn't see that. You saw that on social media.
Right. But the whole thing.
The combat boots make it cool. Too bad I didn't see them.
No, that dress, honestly.
Wasn't it a dress even?
It was a dress, but all I could tell you, it was a taffeta overkill. It was like...
I don't understand what you mean.
Exactly. It looks like you're vomiting taffeta.
But she's a great actress and I really love her.
I absolutely love her. I love her. But she just... No, sorry.
Who's on your list, Candy?
Emma Corin. I mean,
hold on, more props.
I know.
This looks too good to be Emma Corin. She looked like the Sandus. All right, you go. You say your thing.
I think she looked like a clown, or like a court jester. It was, you couldn't see all you saw was this white ruffle and these ruffle pads, and it was cut to the point where she just was like one big... Yeah, and that's not, and that's
It wasn't even good. Her ruffle was so flat.
I was very disturbed by it because I adored her performance.
It was horrible. She is definitely on my list too. It was like erectile dysfunction. If you're going to wear a collar or a ruff, get it hard, get it up, show me something. Like, give me some structure, not look like a melted, sad clown who nobody wants to book at a child's birthday. No, thank you. No longer do I want to see anybody going like this on their camera and figuring it out. You know, this background, this curtain, I planned it to go with this look. So, you know, it all is harmonious. I don't want to see anybody's college bookshelf. I don't want to have any more excuses. Is this on? I don't know. You're a movie star. You're wearing millions of dollars of clothing and diamonds.
What you're saying, she did look like she was like, huh?
This is my first time on a computer. What is the Zoom?
Where's my red nose? And sweet and in a brilliant job at Princess Diana. But wow, I don't know.
All right. Well, it's with a sad heart that I have to bring up this next woman because now I'm going to sound like Candy. I love her. I think she's beautifully talented. She's amazing. She's a stunning beauty. But guys, Bryce Dallas Howard done messed up. The coloring of her dress, beautiful. The shoes, amazing. Her hair and makeup, amazing.
Oh, I disagree.
What about the shape? What about the shape? You look like you put a 10-pound bag of fat into a 2-pound bag of, we need structure. Can you wear a bra? Can you wear a corset? Can you have a shape? I sound like RuPaul. I need shape. I need shape. The color was amazing. And then here's a funny thing. I just read on the internet that she said, well, the reason why I picked that.
I know, I read that too.
Was, yeah, because I sent it to you. The reason why I sent that carpet is just because I'm into reusing clothes and, you know, buying vintage and, you know, not adding a carbon footprint. Well, you know what? I would have put a carbon footprint for a corset and a bra. Come on, let's fix the shape. It was so pretty. It was an almost there.
I love her too. I think she's stunning. And she also is on my worst list. And I will say that unlike you, I think her hair and makeup was horrific. I thought it was it looked like she was getting ready to go to the grocery store. And the dress was so ill-fitting that forget the beauty of what the dress actually was. She looked like a train wreck. And I say that with respect.
I say that with love and blessings. Yeah. Okay.
I do. I say that with love. I adore her. I really do. I really, really do.
I thought Laura Dern was great. She looked beautiful, but when they pulled out and they didn't hem her pants, those are not the kind of pants to be slouchy. It was like thin legs, and then a foreskin, and then 2 balls, and then a tiny ankle, and an evil shoe, which I love the shoe. It was great. Come on, lady.
What is up with tailors? They all were COVID. They were all stuck at home and not available. But then tape, excuse me, we all know what we can do to make an outfit look right, even if you don't have a tailor. So I'm just saying there are many things she could have used and she didn't. And I had a problem with many people because of tailoring issues, but we are basing it on the waist up, although she was a presenter.
She was a presenter. That's why I'm talking about her.
And we saw the whole thing. My next, she's in all of like some of my favorite movies of all time. Sandra Oh. What? First of all, her hair and her face, it blended all together. And then with the snow in the back and the dinosaurs, and then this jacket that was just, she looked like a ball. She looked like one ball, like you could hang it on a Christmas tree, which I guess is lovely. Not necessarily for this event. I was so devastated to see my Sandra looking like she was running across the street and somebody had a camera out and she was like, hi. Not good.
Completely disagree. She was outside doing a bit in the snow. I thought her jacket was stylish. For her, I haven't seen her in bangs. I'm so used to straight and not bangs. So I thought it was cute. I thought it was a fun moment. I kind of said like, oh, I kind of want that jacket. I liked it. I didn't have a problem with it. So you're evil. Who else is in my list?
All right. Well, I'm sorry, but I have to say the award for worst dressed for me. And there was not even, I didn't have to think twice about it. It's 100% Bryce Dallas Howard. There's just no excuse. You get the winner of the worst dressed. Everything was wrong. Hair, makeup, jewelry, herself.
Oh, wow.
Now we're on to the best.
Best dressed.
So now we're going to go to best man. For me, I love him. I will always love him. He can never do wrong. I don't care if he was naked and showed up at an award show. Jason Bateman, who had a phenomenal background, which his daughters,
that was Jennifer Aniston's house.
I know. Jennifer and Jason have been long, very dear friends. He just looked absolutely divine. I thought he had a lovely suit on. He looked amazing.
For me, the best was Leslie Odom Jr.
Me too. Me too.
He looked so fresh in that,
Yes.
mint green Valentino.
Absolutely. The most perfected tailor. Everything on him was a dream. He did something a little different and it was perfection.
Usually I'm a stickler. Usually I like people wearing a suit, but he was so fresh and fly that I gave it a slide. I thought it was so great, so fun. I love the pop of color.
Should I say my next best dressed?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to say Daniel Levy. Levy. I'm so sorry. In Valentino, again. At first, the color was a little bit, I wasn't sure about it, but he works an outfit and the sparkle that was underneath. He went a little bit outside. Of course, Schitt's Creek, he was the character. He embodied happiness and love and light. And that's what I felt when I looked at him. And everything was so tailored and proper. He looked like he smelled delicious. I loved him.
I mean, my second favorite, I must say, is Josh O'Connell in Low. I loved the jacket. It looked like it was an art piece with the way that the lapel tucked over. I thought it was a cutout, but it wasn't. It was an
ivory sill grabbit.
Well, that was his tie, yes. But the jacket was...
Right. And I picked him also as my best dressed.
So he's my second favorite, Josh O'Connor.
So I have to say, Josh O'Connor, you gave me every single thing that I could ever want for an award show. You were sexy, you were divine, you were chic, you were sophisticated. It was like this Prince Charles. He was absolutely divine, perfection, 100% hair, everything. My next, which you'll find very interesting, which is Daniel Kaluuya. I appreciated the fact that he gave a little style with the stitching. He looked tailored. It was a different take and it was like a navy. I loved the color and I loved that it was a little different. And I loved from him waist up. I just loved it. I actually, believe it or not, I know it was your worst.
Well, one of the worst.
And he was one of my best.
Well,
waist up.
Well, my number 3 favorite best dressed male is Jason Sudeikis. I loved it because here's why. Everybody dressed like a broke down, smelly truck driver, but I always take into consideration the tone. He was the mood of the evening. He was cute. He was colorful with his tie-dye and he was relaxed. It wasn't like, I don't care about being here, so I'm going to dress like crap. It was, I'm going to look at America and maybe wearing a rich tuxedo makes me feel uncomfortable. So I'm going to wear this hoodie that at least it had color, at least it had a thing, and it had a nice little story because it was from his sister.
Sweatshirt, it was, and they sold out of that sweatshirt in about I think 5 minutes or less. And right. I do think he looked so adorable. I do, but I just couldn't go there. I had to.
Well, I went there. I thought it was the right tone. I loved it. I gave it a pass because I believed in it so much. Now, let me go over. I have one more. He actually is the classic of what I like to see as a man in an award show. Nicholas Hoult was so stunning in his wide lapel, double-breasted tuxedo. He looked handsome. He's gorgeous. It fit him well. He's what a movie star looks like, and he rounds out my top 5.
My other best dressed is Norman Lear.
Yeah, he's my honorable mention.
He's 99. He just with the hat and the suit,
and the hearts on the tie.
Right, the hearts on the tie were just, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
I've heard that before.
It's so great. He's one of the most brilliant, man. We grew up on every single show he ever did. So anyhow, I would just like to end it by saying I have a tie for the best dressed male. It goes to Josh O'Connor and Norman Lear.
Well, Norman Lear was my honorable mention, but my obvious top was, Leslie Odom Jr. He slayed it. He killed it.
And I agree.
But you just didn't give it to him.
Because I happen to think Josh O'Connor really wowed me. I thought, that's Hollywood. He embodied old Hollywood, grace, sophistication. The minute I saw him, I knew. It was really, and the same thing with Norman Lear.
But Josh O'Connor, it looked like a classic, but it was so ahead, too. It was so goatee, so whatever, even though it was low, that was the designer's name. It was so cutting edge and punk rock and cool. You look at it and you think it's classic, then you look closer and you're like, oh my God, that's what I thought was so exciting. So it was a toss-up between him and Leslie, but I'm giving it to Leslie. Candy, next up is what I think you are, best woman. Who do you think was best dressed?
Well, in no particular order, because I saved my best for last, but not necessarily.
That's an order.
No particular order. Let's dance.
Oh, let's dance. Let's shake it out and have a Red Bull moment.
Ooh.
Energy.
Dance. Yeah. I need. Yes. Oh, perfect. You like my jewels?
I like your jewels better than your dancing.
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
That's my beat. Hey guys, here's Jerry.
Jerry, I need my lid brush for Jerry. I'm getting linky.
I thought Elle Fanning, when I first saw her, her makeup was to me perfection. She was like Cinderella. Every eye. She was stunning. Oh.
Theo, this is Theo Giant. Jerry, look at Theo. Theo, look at Jerry.
See, Jerry doesn't sit still like just Theo does. Hi, Theo.
Look, there's Aunt Candy.
When I saw her, it was absolutely, just took my breath away. And it was also age appropriate. It just was so perfect. She really is one to look out for and has been for a long time. She brings it. She knows her stuff.
While we're on that topic.
And she was in Gucci, I must mention. She was wearing Gucci.
Yeah, because now you get a discount. Great. I would like to backpedal. When you were saying it was age appropriate, I'm just going to go and talk about something right now. I thought all the makeup on a lot of the women, young girls, it was aging them up. It looked like they were dressed in the 80s with the dark eyes and the red lips on these young girls. I thought, what are you doing? It made them look dated. It made them look old, unless there's a new 80s trend. Since I believe we're coming out of COVID, the new 80s trend is everything's going to be more bright colors and fun. If that's the trend, I get it, but I still think that everybody looked like they were on Dynasty. Everybody looked like they were going to slap a bitch across the face and say, "You bitch, how dare you take my husband? This is my land. Get off." Ugh. More caviar. Everybody looked like a character, like Lily Collins. Like, great, but looked like she was on Falcon Crest. Everybody looked, it was like your eye makeup with red lips.
My next one that blew me away and my mouth opened up was Gal Gadot. She was stunning, I thought, as a presenter and pregnant. I just thought she was beautiful. I thought her hair was perfect. I thought her makeup was perfect, just like an ice princess.
I like to break the ice too. In the 70s, again, she looked like she was on a Don Rickles roast. Like Jennifer Lopez has been pulling that 60s, 70s look for a while, where it's a plain dress and then a sheer thing over it. Okay, I get it, but like dress for the decade you're in, unless we're all going to the 70s variety show. So one of my best dressed women, I say Angela Bassett. She looked like she was on the Sonny and Cher show or Solid Gold. All you young people don't know what we're talking about, but they have a Google machine. Look it up. She looked like she was dressed in Bob Mackie, but I liked it. I only had one problem.
What? The braid?
When you have all these feathers on one side, I like the hair to be back and away from the face. It was like we have feathers, 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 and a long Beyonce braid. I just would have liked it just in the back. Beautiful. Her hair in the front was great. I didn't mind the braid, but she would have got more points from me if the braid was down her back. So, because if you have all of this and then you have this braid here, it's like a little too much.
Okay, so she was one of the best dressed for me.
Yeah, and Dolce & Gabbana.
Dolce & Gabbana. I thought the height and the feathers and that purple was divine. And I do like that she did taper her hair because there was so much going on here. And the braid, I didn't mind if it was something else, but she's still one of my best dressed. I loved it. I thought she really looked great. Fabulous. And she does not age.
No, and in one of Bob Mackey's best dresses. I mean, that's Cher's old dress. Anyway, who's one of your best dressed?
I was going to say, no one knows what decade. Do you know what day it is? What is today's date? Do you know what?
Today's Wednesday, the something.
Oh, you see? So no one knows what decade it is. So who gives a shit if somebody comes out and they're in the 70s or they look like Cher? Because they're gorgeous.
I'll tell you why. Because half of them looked like they were wearing costumes and not wearing fashion. Half of them looked like they were in a movie. Angela Bassett looked great, but she looked like in a 70s movie.
And I loved it.
And it was a costume. It was a little bit. Anyway, I loved it. She's on my list.
I thought it was fabulous. So
who else do you think is fabulous?
Andra Day. I don't even know. I don't have words to say how perfection personified. Her jewels, her hair, her makeup, the fresh. She was glowing. She was absolutely glowing, spectacular. I loved her. Perfection. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm glad she won. Best Actress Drama. Yes, Queen. Yeah.
Billie Holiday.
Love her lips. Love everything.
Brilliant.
Great red lip. That's how you do a red lip and you look young and fresh.
Exactly right.
She didn't do the eye too much.
Red lip.
It's like just a lip and just great lashes. That's how you do red lip.
Right. A modern, stunning. So what was one for you?
Every time I looked at this next winner, I thought she was frozen on the screen. She did not move. I'm talking about Anya Taylor-Joy, the Queen's Gambit. She was like posing for a magazine shoot. She was like, I'm not moving. I thought she was frozen. She was like, some stylist said, do not move that hair. This is your Veronica Lake. Do not move it. She's like, I won't move it. I'm just going to stay there the whole time.
I was like, no, not only that, she was on a settee or a lounge chair, whatever you want to say.
A fainting couch.
And it was, the way she was positioned was quite exquisite. Yes, which did not make my best because of...
Don't move. I thought she was frozen, but I love the dress. I love the color. Dior really came through. It reminded me, again, of the 70s, Michelle Pfeiffer and Scarface.
You're at me because of the 70s, but you picked somebody that looked like they were coming from the 70s.
It looked amazing. It didn't look like a costume. It looked so hot. I love the cape with it. She looked beautiful. I think she's beautiful, but that hair really helped. So I just saw half the beauty. So that was great. I think she was stunning. I thought the dress was impeccable. It fit her great. Anya Taylor-Joy, the Queen's Gambit, was a checkmate for me.
Ooh, I don't know how to play chess, so I don't even know what I could say that would make sense. But she
Queens
did not make Okay. Yes, they do. They do, honey. And she really was fabulous. Did not make my top 5, but she was fabulous.
Who else is on your list?
I'm so glad that you asked. This one was Oscar de la Renta. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Amanda Seyfried. She was divine. It was like a flower. Talk about perfect hair and perfect makeup. It was the execution was everything. It was, and I have to say, a lot of award shows that she attends, I don't think she has ever looked this knockout stunning.
Candy, I have to actually 100% agree with you. Amanda Seyfried, she is my number 1 top favorite. The color, her hair, the makeup, the cut. I can't stop thinking about her dress. It was so great. At first, I thought the flowers were too much. I thought she looked like superstar Barbie, but the more I drank it in and looked at her, she has never looked more stunning. She just looked symmetrical.
My absolute best dressed female of the night was hands down Amanda Seyfried.
Well, this may surprise you. Amanda was not my number 1 choice. She slid into number 1. My number 1 choice when she came out, I said, wow, was Jamie Lee Curtis. Amazing. She brought those globes out in a golden dress, honey. She was like, how old is she? She looked amazing. That dress was amazing. Being over 50 and looking back, that I think she's 60 something. Activia works, honey. She was amazing. It was a wow moment.
That's all, folks.
All right, rate. Hey, tell us below in the comments, who did you think look amazing? Do you agree with us? Do you disagree?
Who was your best male? Who was your worst male? Who was your best female? Who was your worst female? Anyway,
Candy, I think you unwrapped it all again.
I think I did. And I just want to say thank you guys. If you liked this, please give it a thumbs up. I love you guys so much. Karl, I want to thank you again for always being so incredible, hysterical. I love you. You're the best. You're brilliant. And I love you so much. I can't wait to see you guys soon.
I love you. Bye.
I love you. I love